Hey, so we got a minute here, guys. I just kind of want to jump on today. We are we are going right. I mean, it's flying now. Um, we're in, I guess, the second week now of the Titan Challenge 4, which is great. You guys can do check-ins here in another week and a half. We got the movies coming out. But what's your movie? What's your goal? What do you have coming up that you are training for wholeheartedly, 100%? You want this here? Wholeheartedly, 100%, just pushing it, pushing it, pushing it, pushing it. Waking up in the morning. I just, I got Paul White, big show in town, and we're training. I got Billy Gunn coming in tomorrow, so I'm setting myself up to have training partners around me that I don't want them to see me slipping. Right? I got Robbie Robinson always here. We're always killing, doing our thing. What do you guys got? Are you guys setting yourselves up? Are you guys putting yourselves around some good training partners? Let's say hypothetically, yeah, it's not a friend. Maybe it's just somebody at the gym that you're picking up and going, "Hey, I'd love to follow you or do a workout with you, or even behind you. I see that you train intense. Um, you push me." That kind of thing. It's like most of the friendships I've made through this life early on were always gym guys, buddies that I just started training with, and we just clicked. Um, and so, what are you guys doing? What are you guys doing outside of the Titan crew, besides yourself, your significant others? What are you doing to set yourself up to win and hold yourself accountable as we go? Because if this is week one, I still want that same kind of drive that you had going into the Titan Challenge 4. You know what I mean? It's like Mona said, and Mona doesn't pull punches, but we said last week, you comment, you post videos, you post pictures. I'm ready. I'm ready. And then a week or two or a month in, and you lost that motivation. And I don't want that this time. I want everybody to really push it on this one and get to the goals, or at least it doesn't have to be the final goal because that goal should be out of reach. Your ultimate goal should be out of reach. You shouldn't get there. You should be putting that thing up so high, but it should be to the best of your ability in your best shape you've ever done. Okay, so that's something that we should all be doing. Let's see if we got any questions right off the cuff right here.
What is your opinion on the Smith machine? It seems to get an unjustified amount of hate.
A Smith machine, and it gets hate means it's good. It's an absolutely brilliant machine. It's a great exercise to do. The shoulder presses that I was doing, upright rows, squats, and there's some amazing kind of squat positions you can do. High neck, yeah. I mean, we do a high neck a lot. I would say it's 50-50. Um, but it's a great machine for so many different things. Uh, and I don't even mean like so many different things on a secondary exercise like high necks or something. I think a primary. I think pin press, like Jeff was just saying. I think some squats on there with your feet forward or underneath you. Um, Lunges. You want a deep lunge. There's a funny thing with the Smith machine relative to free. A free will allow you to pop a hip, move a knee out, find a position that's comfortable. A Smith machine kind of locks you into that squat on a lunge, and it locks you into where that glute hamstring fires. So try that. I think you guys call it split squats. I call them lunges or your foot up on lunges, but those kind of things on there, great exercises. Thanks. Good question. Right off the cuff. Aloha. I think it's aloha, right? Hawaii. I think that's correct. Hey, Lucy.
One right below that. What are your advice for people who lift weights but work on night shifts? People like nurses, firemen, police, muscle, eat healthy, and so
Yeah. So pick the sleep correctly. Obviously, if it's night shift, you're sleeping during the day, like most of the people that I work with or have worked with are most of the people I've worked with that are night shift. are police officers, and it's just a different sleep pattern. They're either coming in before or after their shift, and then they get home and get to sleep, and it's just your day sleep is different. But the same kind of thing. It's just like anybody else. I wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm training, or my first meal's in by 3:30. So it just depends on when those hours are. But anybody that's working and got a night shift, and you guys are confused on how to sleep and stuff like that, talk to me about that in the Titan Crew on your check-ins, and let me know your work hours, and then we'll put together the best sleep time and when you should train. Okay, let's go over that. Oh, and I'm confused on this one. Go for it.
I'm trying to increase my 1 rep max by 33% by August. Doing chest and try for reps, then heavy 4 days later.
That makes no sense to me.
Yeah.
Sorry.
In what way?
It doesn't make sense to me that he's asking to do a third better.
Dude, that's
That's
fucking
nuts.
that'd be sweet.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah. I don't know. And then the second thing is that you're saying that you want to do such a third. Wow.
yeah, I mean, if you just started like last week was your first time benching.
I'm okay with a beginner saying that, I guess, right?
Yeah,
By August, he said, yeah. But if you've been lifting for a couple of years, that's confusing to me. And then on top of it, it doesn't even sound like you're on a power program.
chest and triceps.
Yeah, it sounds like you're just on a stimulation. You're not doing a nervous system. A bench press increase is nervous system. So you got to understand that. Yes, you can. Of course you can. You can build anything without primary movements. The only thing that I miss, and then you got to tell me why you don't want to squat. The only thing you miss is a lot of good stress on the body to strengthen the body as you age. I can't tell, I can't tell how old you are right there. Um, I would like some kind of stress. Let's say you have a bad back. Billy Gunn has a lower back from doing wrestling for 40 years, so his lower back's a little tweaked. I'll say, being gentle. We still do squats. We just shorten the range, and I do load the weight on there just so there's something stimulating it so it doesn't deteriorate more and faster. Okay. But yeah, you can build legs. You can build legs without squats. I think there's just more to it. And I think that's the whole principle of it. If anybody's here and they're thinking, I'm going to ask Mike to, it's so much more than just getting big legs. It's so much more than just bench pressing more weight. There's other factors to the whole thing.
Well, my 12-year-old daughter is set to go into her second powerlifting meet in April. How would you break down the schedule leading up to the meet?
Read it one more time.
My 12-year-old daughter is
Okay.
set to go into her second powerlifting meet
In April. Okay, so it's a good enough time. Great.
So how would you break down the schedule leading up to the meet?
I would stay with the power bodybuilding program. I would pick your final numbers and work backwards. Pick the numbers that you want to do. And again, she's 12. So those numbers don't have to be much more. Because just think, I mean, you start compounding those numbers over the next 4 or 5 years. Holy cow, this is going to be a superstar here. So I would pick some numbers that you guys would both agree on. And then work backwards on percentages, and then jump on the power bodybuilding program right now, because you got a good 9-10 weeks before the deload, so you can compete. But I would just start working on getting those sets, the volume of sets up, and taking in that increases over the every couple weeks up in that the weights as you close in on your PRs 2-3 weeks before the meet. That's what I would do. And just as a parent, congratulations, having somebody that age so focused. That is tremendous. I have a couple friends and their little ones, and one of them is a little girl. I think she's 11 or 12 now, and she is phenomenal when it comes to powerlifting. She always wanted to be a WWE wrestler since I've known them. And she was like 5 or 6, and I pulled her up on stage. I was guest posing, and she stole the crowd. It was like she is made for this life, and she's doing great in powerlifting. Again, she's about 11 or 12, about the same age. And thank you for the donation. Appreciate that.
You want the jacket?
This is Mona's nice little warm jacket. It's cold in LA, and I'm kind of a wimp. So it's we're wearing jackets inside.
Thanks for not being a cocky douchebag like most people.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it. I think that's the one. You've seen me long enough to know that I never turn down somebody, and
You're the nicest dude in the gym. Well, I'm just reading a couple long ones.
yeah. There you go.
Mike, I've heard one of your interviews that you've worked with Tom Platz back in the day. Is there a chance for you two to do something together for a shoot like you did with Frank? Cheers.
No, Tom's doing his own podcast right now, and so he's not doing a lot of other people's podcasts. So there won't be anything teaming up right now. But yeah, that was one of my training partners. Great guy, but it's like I think Tom's one of those famous guys. I've trained with all of them. That's the great thing is I've been around this business for so long, and back in the '80s that I got to train with all those old school legends that we all grew up with. So it's a cool thing. But I'll be teaming up with others like Barry DeMay, Lee Haney again, and Arnold in the future here. So that's it's always great.
Didn't you used to train 1 month on, 1 month off? Should I try this as a 20-year-old?
Nobody that's never been said. That's the weirdest comment I've ever heard.
That's why I put it up there. So
That is the weirdest thing. There's nobody in the history would say that.
oh, no, that's
That is absolutely there's no article, there's no interview.
what I want it to be said.
Yeah.
Just so that
Wow.
it's not asked again.
I'm the one guy they said never misses or takes days off. And then this guy, yeah, that's wow. What made you come up with that scenario? 1 month on, 1 month off. Who would do that?
And if I heard about somebody doing it, I wouldn't think about doing it myself either.
I wouldn't either,
Even if it
unless you
was-
don't like training.
and even if it was you or somebody like big in the industry. Or doing
Yeah.
something, I don't know about that guy.
Okay, go for it.
Mike, these days are you trying to be closer to 200 or 300 pounds to reach your goals?
I'll never be 200 pounds. Remember, I was 200 pounds when I was 14 years old before puberty. So I'll never see that number again. But closer to, no, the lowest I can physically get to, and I'm not even healthy at that point, is 250s. I guess you're called your in between. I'll always be a 270, 280 guy. And also the great thing about me is at 270, I look skinny. So it's kind of a crazy thing to think 270 looks skinny on a guy. I think that's one of the coolest things, I think, because I don't have these traps that stick up to my neck. It's a very athletic physique relative to a guy on stage bodybuilder in the sense of the traps up to the neck and stuff, that I could look athletic or hide away the 270 with clothes, or at least I think I do. Oh yeah, Joe DeAngelis. So I'm gonna say that's not true.
What?
That was a good friend of his.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I don't see because see this is a tricky one here. You say you're good friends with Joe DeAngelis, then you ask if I know him. So if everybody else is here. Joe DeAngelis won the Mr. America and was my training partner for a good 10 years. So, and he's one of the strongest humans, not even bodybuilders, just humans alive. And his form was he was as strong as a power lifter with the positions of a bodybuilder. So narrow stance squats with atomic shoes on 5-pound plates. We'd do 700 pounds on squats. It was awesome. Do you mean that you were like high school friends with him or something? And I just talked to his wife, his ex-wife, the other day. Joe actually passed away on us years back. Go for it.
Like, out of your 40 plus years in bodybuilding, awards and accomplishments, TV, movies, YouTube, technical stuff, what now to you personally is your greatest accomplishment?
That the strength level and the condition of the body was held true from a young teenager until today. And so Frank Seppi said this the other day too. He never wanted to be one of those guys that goes, "Hey, back in high school, I could bench press this," or back in, I was the guy that was really muscular. And I'm glad and I'm proud that I get to say that my products are out and those photos of me are of today, not of me 20 years ago competing. The cover shots of me that are out now are of me today, not of me when I won the Mr. Universe or Mr. California or Mr. USA or Mr. International. So that's what I'm most proud of, is that I've been able to continue to do it for a lifetime and keep it for a lifetime is my most valuable, I think, aspect to this and what I'll be remembered for. Thank you. Great questions, guys, today. What happened? Is this the time? This 2 o'clock to 3 o'clock? I got a lot of, these are good questions. Go for it.
Training to failure decrease explosiveness.
No. Nope, it doesn't. It would, that's how you would train. You want this one or this one? That's how you would do an athlete would train. So it would increase it. Does that mess you up for bodybuilding or trying to build strength? Yeah, it would. But for athletics, no. You should do both. Yeah. So the last question was bench press with Smith machine or barbell. And again, guys, everything in the gym is to be used.
Can I get away with doing light weights with more reps?
I don't know what get away means. So this is a great question, though. This is society teaching you guys things. He wants to get away because he would like to go in because he doesn't like the heavy weights. Now, I understand this. I understand that there's people that don't like the heavy weights and want to do a lot of reps. Understanding that's not what weightlifting is. The ultimate goal with weightlifting is to stress the body. I know you guys think it's to work out in a sense, right? Burn calories. Well, you can burn calories just by being up and moving and grooving and going to work and coming home and eating a healthy plan. But the workouts are actually to stress the body, and that way the body itself gets stronger and healthier. So as you age, the bone density stays better. So you don't deteriorate as you get older. Now, the reason why I say this is a tricky one here is because of the fact that you're putting mileage on the body without getting the benefits. So you're doing a lot of reps, right, with lightweight. And so your ligaments and your joints are working over and over and over again without the stress, without Davis Law or Wolff's Law which is stress to the body, to strengthen it. You're just kind of running it. And so this is the only problem I see with it, is that you're burning calories. That's great. And at least you're going in and training, and that's kind of good too. I just worry about as you get older that you won't have the strength in the body, and you're going to just deteriorate away and run those joints into nothing. So that's the only thing I would worry about. We all get older, like they say, Father Time is undefeated, but you want to go into that as strong as you possibly can. Go for it, Jeffrey. This will be a good one.
Do your spiritual beliefs help you with weightlifting? I believe in God helps me. What about you, bro?
That's great. Yeah, yeah. I mean, if anything that helps you guys in the gym, if it's spiritual, religious, your family, desires, whatever that is, if it helps you, that's great. Good questions, guys. Very open. All right, go for it. We got to talk to Magruder.
I'm going to switch my gym and train at another one. I need to be around others who are better and bigger than me. Hell yeah.
Smart call. Everybody, read this right here. His gym is fine where he's at, right? He can go get a workout in, right? But he's going, I need a different crowd. I need a crowd that's a little bit more intense. And I think that there is intelligent. That's a man that goes, I've outgrown my gym. And you will outgrow training partners. You will outgrow, as harsh as it is, significant others. If you guys don't keep growing together, you outgrow gyms. I'm still waiting for this one. I don't understand this one. That one just stumps me. It's just like he made something up. Also, the guy that says he knows Joe DeAngelis, or did know Joe. I'm curious about that, because if you knew Joe, then you knew that we were training partner for a decade. Oh, there's a good one.
What do you think about lobster as protein? For real.
I think, man, that's a budget. That's a good job for you. Enjoy that. I did crab for a while, but I did crab because of the fact that the person that owned the company, the crab company up in Washington, so he'd just drop off boxes of crab meat.
Why not?
Yeah. I just think I think crab and lobsters might be expensive. I don't know. I haven't had crab in 20 years, 30 years. I'm assuming that's high priced.
It's gotta be.
Lobster?
Yeah, definitely.
Just hearing that makes me think that's expensive.
Chase is back.
Which one's Chase?
Chase, we brought him on last week.
Oh, nice. I remember Chase.
Chase, you gotta email me. Respond to that email I sent you.
Just a shirt?
Yeah.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Go for it.
High volume push-ups, pull-ups, dips with 60-pound weighted vest be enough for hypertrophy?
Yeah, I don't. Sorry, man. I'm going to step out on that one. Let you. Hypertrophy is are they using it again for a reason? Can we not use that word, guys? That one confuses me so much. If you're training smart and regardless of the 2 or 3 reps or 10 to 12 reps, you're getting hypertrophy. And so if the weighted vest is getting you 8 to 10 reps, you're golden, kid. You're golden. You're good. I guess when you guys start using the language, the macros, instead of being more precise on what your protein is and the changes of it, it confuses me, because I want you guys to keep it simple. But when you start adding in, am I doing hypertrophy training? Kiddo, step back and start over. It's kind of like what we did today with Big Paul White, Big Show. Is like, I am starting over after being in the gym for his whole life. We're starting over. And I want you to stay, and I said this, white belt mentality, just the basics, like Robbie Robinson continues to say. Just do the basic work, basic exercises. A good 3 to 8 reps is golden, with some good weight, stress the body. Yeah, just get in touch with Mona. If anybody's coming into town and wants to train, just get in touch with Mona and she'll set up that stuff. All right. We'll get in a workout. No disrespect to hypertrophy, but I think you guys you're trying to be too scientific instead of just going, hey, I just need to tear down the muscles and then feed it and grow and then go back in and do it again. And is the only point I say that, guys. Sorry. What are you doing out there, kiddo? Yes. Come here. Say hi. Okay. All right. Jeffrey,
Yeah.
did we do this?
Yep. Yeah, we got that.
Okay. Man, thank you. Thank you.
What percentage of your max should you use on the Titan 2.0 bar?
Just do the Titan 2.0 bar. Yeah. You just do it first. Yeah,
you can't-
that's an eye opener, guys.
You can't start.
Yeah.
off that percentage.
I would do this. Just do the bar by itself. And then
You
get the
gotta
connection.
start over.
Yeah, it's you're starting over. It is the first time going into the gym when you try the Titan 2.0 bar. This is a good one. D, C, collagen, E. Yeah, there's quite a few. There's quite a few. What I'll do is, and I didn't do it last time, I'll get both a YouTube video up about facials and taking care of your skin, and then also a vitamin for the skin. All right. Yep, I'll be at the Arnold. I will be there. Everything is about control. Everything is about control. I don't care if it's deadlifts or straight bar curls or concentration curls or squats. It's always control. That has to be number one. And then as heavy as you can go in control.
Is muscle memory really a thing?
Yeah. If you guys don't know this, muscle memory is a 100% thing. And so that's why it's a give and take. It's a great thing, but it's also you believe your own hype thing. So this is what happens. Somebody goes to the gym for 3 months and then they stop for a month or two, right? And they go eat whatever and they go back to the gym and they're like, they jump in for 2-3 weeks and they're like, the changes are so fast. And they're like, oh my gosh, I'm so much better than last time. It's not really better. You're just getting that memory muscle back. And so then it kind of gets arrogant, like, oh, I can take time off again and come back right again. I wouldn't do that though, because memory muscle is a thing, but injuries and the stopping and starting is a thing. And then as you get older, arthritis is a thing too. And so I would try to stay with it as best you can consistently on a regular basis that you can continue to do. So if you can't do 6 days a week, 2 sessions a day, don't get into that rut. Don't get into that. Try to be more realistic. 4 days a week is great. 5 days a week is ultimately the win of all wins. Go for it.
I eat 2,600 calories on my lift days. I intake the same amount of calories on my rest days.
Whatever your plan is, guys, for anybody out there, I would recommend that you make sure that you're keeping track of it and that you change that every couple weeks if the body's not changing. If the body's changing, then you're golden. And this kind of question is answered in those you taking pictures, you taking notes on what you're doing, you writing down, you doing the Titan check-ins. We know if it's working or not working and what you should do on the days off and not days off.
Chase, Mike, biggest goals for this year?
For me, wow, biggest goals are this: to try to enjoy and live in the moment of what's happening with these movies coming out, and probably create the most superhero physique I've ever done before, with a combination of every single time I want to create the superhero physique. Every single time I want to be better. And so I will do better this year. And I want to slice up like I talked about previously, but without cardio at all this time. To get back to that 2 training sessions a day, and my body to utilize it and recover from it. That's the ultimate goal. I would love to do that. And to get as slice as I've done this last time, but with much more fullness and roundness. Thanks, Chase. Man, appreciate that. Go for it.
LA is just like Washington.
Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. I won't argue that. Momo. Ooh. All right, let's finish this up, guys. Go for it. I'm confused on this one. Go for it.
I did 2 weeks of normal lifts, 3x10, then a week of drop sets, 6x8, and a week of heavy, 3x3 to 6 reps. Is this a good routine?
No, you're all over the place. You're all over the place. There's no consistency there. I know that sounds good, and it's like that old school mentality. Always change it. Make sure your body's sore. I would make sure that your body's processing it and getting better in the circumstances that you're in. This just seems like you're all over the place. Sorry.
How do you feel about building an optimal physique using a whole food plant-based diet and supplements?
I don't know what that means. I'm sorry, Mark. I don't know what that means. That you're building.
Optimal physique, I guess.
What's optimal?
That's very subjective.
An optimal physique?
Yeah,
You mean a nice physique?
that's not what it says.
I know. That's what I'm. Sorry, bud. Too many big words. You confused me. The only reason I'm confused, I don't know what optimal, because everybody says the word optimal now. You got to do optimal exercises, where I think you should do all the exercises.
Excuse you, sir.
And so, yeah, optimal. I would think that, are you saying that you want to have a healthy body by doing a whole food plan? No, Jeffrey? If I'm an idiot, then would that be right? Me, not you. Me.
No.
I don't know what you mean by optimal physique.
Because everybody's optimal is different.
Yeah. I think any way that you want to diet,
The best, the most favorable, the most suitable
which again makes no sense to me.
Yeah, but optimal for somebody could be jogging 20 miles.
Right. It could be jogging 20 miles a day where the other guy wants to squat 700 pounds. Try to ask that question and again that I can understand you. Sorry, guys. Or if anybody else can explain that to us. Because people do say like optimal exercise, a squat is optimal exercise doing it this way, where I 100% disagree that every exercise is beneficial for legs. Eating any diet that sets you up to be healthy for you and that you can stay with is the best diet. And so then that would be my optimal. Yeah, that's what I would say. I can't eat like Mona. But I don't. And on that note, will you go for a meal here? Can we get some Piedmontese ground beef? Nice. I would like that. Sorry, Mark. I tried to ask that question again for me. Oh, thank you. So it wasn't a question?
Where do you get your motivation from?
Where do I'm in I love schedule. I love my life. That's where I get the motivation from. I love my life. And I've loved it since I was a young prepubescent kid. And so that just keeps me fired up and going. Ooh, I like this one. Go for it.
Mike, what are your thoughts on the old egg cottage cheese steak chicken diet from the 70s?
I love it. I absolutely love it. I was a cottage cheese guy. Noodles, whole eggs. Yeah, great one. If you're trying to put on some good size, good calories. Yeah, great one. Cottage cheese. When's the last time you had cottage cheese? Oof. Added. It's one of those things. It's so healthy, too.
Yeah, I ate cottage cheese.
For the universe?
Yeah, with my egg whites in the morning.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, egg whites, and I used to put like half a cup of cottage cheese on top.
Thank you for posting that because I forgot about cottage cheese. Holy cow.
That's so. All right, mommy's putting one order in. And then I'm gonna stick that in. Whoa.
Johnny, he wanted to know about lobster. Did you have a lot of lobster when you were in New York?
I did have a lot of.
Isn't it expensive though?
It's expensive.
Crab?
There was a place where they make only lobsters, nothing else. You get like a 30-pound lobster. Like I'm not.
How good is that?
You get the whole thing.
We haven't had lobster or crab in a I haven't had it for 30 years. Man, I'm gonna go eat this weekend.
I could go for a surf and turf.
Yeah, let's go surf and turf it.
That's right. You see, to get lobster.
Ooh, great question. Are we gonna do the 30-day blitz in 2023?
Yes.
No, she is. I'm not. All right, one more question, Jeffrey. Give me a good one, my man. Hi, Striker.
Do you do any functional training at all? Just because you may worry about longevity.
Everything I do is functional training. There's not an exercise I don't do that's not functional.
Bam. What do you mean by that? Because people argue that bicep curls aren't functional.
The range of motion I do bicep curls with the reverse grip and the rotation of the wrist is functional. So my health in my wrist and my elbows are healthy. See, what you guys may think that's functional is you think cardiovascular in the sense of just the cardiovascular is functional. And I'm going to give you guys a tip, all of you, from very young to very old. You're not going to stop training because you can't run. You're going to stop training because your knees can't take it. Your lower back can't take it. And so everything I do is functional. It is set up to make my points of movement so freaking strong that I can never stop doing this stuff, and that I'll be able to do this for a lifetime. And so when you watch my lifts, understand I'm not lifting it to do the muscle first and foremost. It is the range of motion to keep my hips, that I don't get hip replacement. Or if I do, I'm strong enough to recover instantly and come back from it. Keep my elbows strong, to keep my back strong, the lower back strong. I wish you guys would think more of that when it comes to functional training than you popping around the gym and jumping from machine to machine, because that's just cardiovascular. And for us, all of us here, everybody here in 8-week program can get cardiovascularly set to win a marathon. That's what you guys miss. You think that you got to train in that cardiovascular all year long. You don't get the benefits.
Your last
Last one. All right. Great question, though. That was a great question. Go.
Yeah. People are gonna see it one way.
Yeah, they think it's just the heart when it's actually the ligaments.
They had it like they want to put like ring training into their training because they think that
The gymnastics is, yeah. All right.
That stuff's awesome.
Awesome. But we can still do that because of the way we train.
Yeah, you're not training that specific movement to be functional. It's just a byproduct of how you live your life. You can do that stuff. Anyways, I lost 125 pounds, down from 375. I'm 250 now. I did it by fasting and doing cardio, no carbs. Should I continue this for fat loss or start doing more lifting weights?
So this is going to be a two-winded thing. All right. One is you got there by doing work and by starving your body. Okay. Now I'm going to give you props. Great job mentally getting there. Now here's the problem. If you stop doing that, you're going to blow back up. So what I would recommend you doing is getting in the Titan Crew first and foremost, so we can reverse out of this. You've done great. But again, if you can only get in shape by overworking and starving yourself, that's not real in shape, because you only get to keep the physique on how you get there. And it's not going to be one of these things that, are you going to starve your rest of your life this way? Are you going to continue to do this much cardio? Are you going to continue to do this? That's a tough thing to say. One knee injury, one blown out back, and look what happens. You're in bed for a month and a half. What's going to happen to the body? So I would love for you to reverse out. And this is everybody here. Everybody that's dieting or trying to get somewhere, you need to reverse out. And I've talked about this, and this goes back to the cardiovascular. If you do cardio all year long, that day that you stop for a couple months, you're going to blow up. If you're dieting to the point where you're fasting all the time, you're going to shut your metabolism down. These are the things I don't want you guys to do. This is the whole concept, like with Biggest Loser and why they got sued and why the show went off the air. Can anybody lose weight? Well, if you're mentally strong, first off, this person is mentally strong. He made a commitment. He stayed to it. So I give him props. And he did it in a very hard way. But now we have to be intelligent and treat the body right. Pull back on the cardio, bring it down, and start putting food back in. The goal here is just hold that 250 for the next 6 months, if you mentally can do that, until you get all the way off of cardio and get your calories every single day and a healthy calorie intake every single day. Now think, if you can maintain this weight and get down and get your cardio done and get your food up, now your body's healthy again. You're not beating it down. You're not destroying it. Then you can start doing the same kind of training you did this time, and you get down to whatever weight you want again. But if you keep trying to push it, it breaks. Your body, everybody's body is meant to protect it and keep it alive. Okay? That's it. Your body is meant to keep you alive. It's not meant to keep you healthy, right? Because we know people that do this kind of stuff and they're unhealthy. It's meant to keep you alive. And so it's going to shut yourself down and start eating the muscle and eating the muscle.
The fasting stopped dead in its tracks. I doubled the fast and cardio and nothing.
Yep. Your body's shutting down. So this is what I need you to do. Get over in the Titan Crew right now. Let's start slowly reversing. Don't change anything yet. Okay. All I want you to do is slightly back off the cardio. And I also want no more fasting days. Whatever you do on your regular days, start implementing that in on your fasting days. Okay. Watch what happens to your body. I'll bet you lose more weight eating on the days that you were fasting, because now you're going to go, my body, I'm going to feed you so you can recover and trust you again. Because right now it doesn't trust you. It thinks you're starving it. So that's first, again, I got to go back to great job. You are mentally strong, and I'm freaking proud of you. And everybody else here should be proud of you too for doing what you did. But now we got to be smart. Thanks, guys, for hanging out today. I appreciate your time. And I'll see you guys later. Did we get one more?
Join the Titan Crew. Links are right there. Click that link. Get started. That's how you join.
Thanks, everybody. All right. You guys rock.